So acquisition's going well. You're like 30 days out from when you acquired. Is that right? 40 days out?
Actually, well, almost 60. It's like 45 days out. And that company, the plumbing side, though steady, is actually kind of lagging a little bit, but it's growing pains, right? But the HVAC side is where like everything's been rolling really, really well. Like we've gotten everything lined out. We've hired a few more people. We've really put all the steps into place, and our LSA's firing, our PPC's firing, and it's really driving meaningful leads. And then we're getting wonderful flips off that and just doing well.
Yeah.
It hasn't been crazy weather either. We've been 75.
Yeah.
I remember sitting, and I know this is a little diatribe, but like for anyone listening out there, like the craziness of this change for me is someone brought up to me, where were you last year? And I was sitting in a shared office space with my comfort advisor, and we had one person in the field, and we were talking about how do we drive any leads, because we were just dead. I think we did like 40 to 80,000 last year in April. Like, and then now we're 17, 18 people deep. We're going to hit 5 million. We're on track, and parking lot's full. We're in 3,000 square feet of space, 4 GMBs up, like wild change in 1 year.
Yeah. No, you guys are pumping. You're doing all the right stuff. It was kind of interesting. I saw something on Twitter earlier today about LSAs. And LSAs got really complicated. Obviously, anyone in the trades knows that. And I think you just said it was like yours is pumping. And it reminded me of this tweet from earlier. I don't remember the guy's name. I think
Zachary, yeah.
Yeah, Zach Wilson, right? Like I think he even has my last name. And he said that LSAs have not been working for him at all. And I think LSAs, like we do talk about this a little bit, but I'm going to plug Service Scalers here because they ended up building a program to help people with it. But LSAs are like an actively managed thing. So, early 2019, 2020, 2021, when it first launched, it was like put in $1, get a lead out type thing. And it just sort of worked, and you fiddled with it a little bit, but it wasn't an active thing that you managed. And I think a lot of companies got used to that. But the companies, like LSA is a game, like that you can win. So I don't know, talk to Service Scalers or something, because it's working. Obviously it works for us, but it works for Jack too. It's still our biggest source of leads. It just takes a lot more work than it did 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's how we originally thought it was just like set it, forget it. You put $1 in, but there is definitely strategy on the back end of it. So making sure that you are playing Google's game. You're appeasing the Google gods, you sacrifice the goat, whatever you need to do to get Google happy. Yeah,
it's still by far our biggest. Our second biggest is GMB management. Hundreds of leads a week between the two of them, which is crazy. Because most people, like, even if you his example was he set the budget at like 80,000 a week and he got like 3 or 4 leads. And that, to me, that actually makes sense. Because if you're not playing the game, then that's exactly what will happen. So that makes total sense. You have to do the process. So we do talk about the workshop, and then Service Scalers, like I said, they built a program specifically for that because we got that feedback a lot at the workshop.
We're still getting messages from the people from the last workshop saying, hey, I did this, this is not working, how to get to that 5 million. And these guys are really implementing and starting to run with it.
Thanks for tuning in to Owned and Operated, the podcast for home service entrepreneurs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button and subscribe to the podcast. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to reach out. You can find me on Twitter at @WilsonCompanies. I'll see you next time.